China has unveiled a revolutionary fighter plane that will transform all we know about the future of combat. And as I'll show in today's video, the new fighter jet reflects much more than China's potential to expand its military force. It represents a technological leap that will have far-reaching implications for US-China relations. But what's most surprising about this military triumph is this graph comparing military spending per capita in the United States and China. Despite the US spends an insane $1 trillion per year on its military, China is rapidly narrowing the gap by doing it with far less money and resources than the US. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a shocking critical issue that's sending shockwaves through the global economy and geopolitics. In this video, we will discuss the recently unveiled 6th-generation fighter jet from China, its military breakthroughs, the relationship dynamics between China and the US, updates of the tech race between these two countries, as well as the continued dominance of China in terms of manufacturing despite US-led sanctions and tariffs. This is Earth Economy Explained. The news of China's new fighter jet spread swiftly on social media, as it is the most advanced flying vehicle we have seen coming from China. This is a 6th-generation fighter plane with stealth capability. However, it is worth noting that this design lacks a tail, indicating a tremendous technological advancement for the Chinese. The fact that this unique aircraft was flying during the day in an area where it was obviously easy to photograph reveals a lot about China's ambition. There is no doubt that China meant for this fighter jet to be visible. Within 24 hours, articles like this from the conflict zone appeared. China stuns with powerful stealth tactical jets' quick presence. The story finishes with a simple but forceful statement: the existence of this aircraft is a huge deal. Let's break down China's surge in technology, because even legacy media outlets like Bloomberg are coming up to the new reality. US efforts to limit China's push for tech supremacy are failing. The subheading states everything you need to know. Outside the United States, people are increasingly driving Chinese electric vehicles, using the web on Chinese smartphones, and powering their homes with Chinese solar panels. You see, there is a lot wider narrative here than China merely launching a new fighter jet. If we look at every major area of technology, we can see that China is getting more self-sufficient, stronger, and poised to dominate the future. This Bloomberg article should be on the desks of all US politicians who feel it is still feasible to slow China's ascent. The basic fact is that China cannot be stopped. But these are not my words. This is Bloomberg Economics first-hand research. Take a look at this amazing graph depicting 13 major technologies for the future. China has gained global leadership in 5 of them and is rapidly catching up in the remaining 7. Concentrate on the inner circle. This is where China was in 2015. The 7 red dots represent how China once behind the United States in 7 main industries. However, the second circle depicts China's progress through 2024. Notably, there are no more red circles. The third and final circle predicts where China will be in 2030. Once again, there are no industries in which China will trail the United States. The irony of this situation is that we are less than 2 weeks away from Donald Trump's inauguration. Trump initially imposed tariffs on the Chinese government in 2018 as part of an effort to lower the US-China trade gap. While the US Census Bureau reports that the US trade deficit with China has fallen to its lowest level since 2010, Chinese enterprises have been innovative in finding ways to work around tariffs and rising tensions. Let's look at a fascinating case study: the emergence of Temu, a Chinese e-commerce site that today dominates purchasing in the United States. It's difficult to believe Temu's success in the US, but these statistics do not deceive. Temu was the most downloaded app in the United States in 2024. Its website attracts over 700 million views per month, and the corporation generated more than $50 billion in revenue last year. According to this Wired report, Temu's takeover is now complete. Despite rising political tensions between the United States and China, the e-commerce juggernaut demonstrated in 2024 that it is here to stay. You see, this is where US politicians lose sight of the big picture. Politics is unimportant to American consumers. They want what the rest of the world wants: the best products for the best pricing. This is China's largest advantage. Temu's growth approach is smart, as they offer Chinese-made products straight to US customers. And because the bulk of these orders are less than $800, they can enter the United States duty-free. Purchases made through Temu and other Chinese websites such as Shein, which has become the world's fastest-growing fashion brand, are not included in US trade statistics. This means that actual imports from China are significantly higher than government data indicates. This is precisely what US politicians are most concerned about. You see, in 2022, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan detailed a series of technologies, including semiconductors, clean energy, and biotech, in which the United States would, quote, preserve as large an advantage as possible. The Biden administration viewed these export limitations as a new strategic advantage that the US could deploy against China to weaken their battlefield capabilities. However, China is not foolish, and the government understands that having a robust manufacturing sector is not only critical for the country's economic, but also for national security. Consider an extreme scenario such as war, in which the United States attempts to shut off China's oil and gas supplies. This scenario might ruin China's economy. However, this is exactly why the Chinese government began investing extensively in wind and solar energy several years ago. Before we proceed, if you're liking the video so far, please consider smashing the like button, subscribing to the channel, and hit the bell icon. Now let's go back to the exciting topic. China today controls these industries and has grown more self-sufficient to ensure that it is never in a position where the United States or its allies can use external pressure to weaken China. This is why China's government sees technology innovation as the foundation of national development, and why the country is investing in high-tech industries such as computers, scientific research, electrical, and special purpose machinery. Once again, the transition to becoming a manufacturing powerhouse and controlling key industries began many years ago, when Chinese President Xi Jinping introduced the Made in China 2025 project. If you want to grasp the scope of this program and how successful it has been, Mitch Presnick, an American expat with over 30 years of experience in China, tells the truth. China has invested $9 trillion since 2005 to achieve technological parity and develop a completely new national infrastructure. During the same era, the United States spent $9 trillion on military wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, with no peace dividend or economic flywheel effects. Consider this graph, which depicts the global shift in industrial production to better grasp the extent of China's revolution. In 2000, China accounted for 6% of world manufacturing. By 2030, China is expected to account for over half of all global manufacturing. This move is unparalleled in the modern global economy, but what is most concerning for us politicians is that there is no realistic way for the United States to compete with China. If you don't believe me, check out these graphs from Bloomberg Economics, which show an inverse relationship between the United States and China in terms of patents issued over the last 3 decades. China has increased its research and innovation in all technology industries, whereas the United States has gradually declined. The United States no longer innovates as much as it once did. As a result, China will wield considerable power in key areas such as biopharmaceuticals, energy, machines, robots, and IT. Once again, I urge you to break free from the Western media bubble and begin paying attention to what China is doing, because fresh breakthroughs are being made on a daily basis, demonstrating the incredible transformations taking place across China. Earlier last week, Beijing unveiled the CR450 high-speed train prototype, which attained a test speed of 450 km/h and an operational speed of 400 km/h. When it goes into service, it will be the world's fastest high-speed train. High-speed rail is one of the 13 technologies listed by Bloomberg as vital for the future of our globe, and China has built an amazing 47,000 km of it, which is approximately 7,000 km longer than the circumference of the Earth. In fact, China's high-speed rail network accounts for 70% of the world's high-speed rail capacity. But innovation does not end on land. In fact, it comes full circle to how we began today's film about China's military growth. Last Monday, China inaugurated its next-generation amphibious assault ship, which can launch fighter jets directly from its deck. China already possesses the world's largest navy, and as the US has done for decades, is increasing its military capability. China is projecting power and securing its place as Asia's leader. As Donald Trump returns to the White House in just 2 weeks, the US-China relationship will be a crucial topic during his presidency. You might expect Donald Trump to be quite hawkish toward China, but his recent words regarding China and President Xi Jinping may surprise you. This was a bold comment from President Trump, but perhaps we are beginning to to see a shift in attitudes among U.S. officials. Last week, the Wall Street Journal published an article with Gina Raimondo, the U.S. Secretary of Commerce, who now admits that attempting to restrain China is a fool's errand. This is a significant turning point for Ms. Raimondo, who confidently stated in 2021 that the United States must collaborate with Europe to curb China's rate of innovation. She now recognizes that the only plan that could genuinely benefit the United States is for the country to follow China's lead and begin investing in itself rather than sabotaging the competition. The world's geopolitics and economy is changing faster and tilting towards a multipolar world. China's shocking breakthroughs in its military, science, and technology, as well in its manufacturing and private sector, is a classic example that sanctions and tariffs do not always work. Why do you think President Trump and other big US politicians have softened their stance against China? Is this sincere or just a preparation for a more hawkish move? What do you think we can expect from US-China relations this 2025? Please share your comments down below. We'll be glad to read them. Thank you for watching our take on this critical topic. If you found this video insightful, please smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated. As always, stay safe and stay informed. Thank you for watching Earth Economy Explained.